It is Wednesday, October the 20th, 2021. I am James. You are you. We are here for another breathtaking edition of the show that will never go away. That's right. You are live with me on Twitch together as one. We are congealed. This is At Home with James, episode 302. Now, I'm going to get something right out of the way. Episode 301, Connor Rose in my apartment, breathing all over me. A man that has had COVID twice. I currently have a tickle in my throat, and I woke up with a terribly runny nose. This concerns me on a multitude of levels. One, 48 hours pass, you start to have the little symptoms. Not so much worried that it's COVID as much as it is a cold. Second reason I'm a little concerned, I was with a bunch of people without a mask on last night. Do I really want to be passing on Connor 19 to people? Because that is the illness that I'm naming this. If I have a cold, am I passing on Connor 19? I guess in this case, it would be Connor 21. Doesn't sound as funny if it's not 19. Because if anyone knows me, they know that I love to be funny. And that's what this show is all about. It's about being funny. It's about comedy and conversation. We bring both of these two things together tonight. On tonight's show, once again, we are tapping into the fun insides of a pumpkin. We're going to dig into all the grossness, into all the squishiness. It is Halloween happenings with Dimitri Kyres. Now, he provided us with a series of events and activities last December for Christmas. He's back, and he's got some Halloween fun, Halloween happenings for you, I, and everyone. Also joining us tonight, what's that sound? First time guest alert. It doesn't happen often. And because it doesn't happen often, it means that I have yet to replace the first time guest alert sound effect that I do. Could it get more annoying than It probably could get annoying, but would I do that to you? You're out there, you're watching along the information superhighway that is Twitch. You're on the internet, whether you're on a browser, tablet, mobile device, desktop, maybe you're using Chromecast and you're watching me in 1080p 4K 52 inches. Whatever it might be, I don't want to annoy you with my sound effects, but what we're not going to do to annoy you is this. It's Choctober Redux. Now, if you don't know what Choctober was, at the beginning of the month, myself, the previously mentioned Dimitri Kyres, the giantess Ariel Daru, the nicest of all time, Monica Schneider, and former chocolate eater turned vegan, Jess Fields, we came together to discuss the best chocolate, not only around Halloween, but of all the times. And then in my inbox, got a message from tonight's first time guest saying, quote, I was riveted by the Choctober episode. No one has ever been riveted by anything that's ever happened on this effing show. You watch the show. We're talking about toilet humor, sophomoric. Everyone's in the gutter. They're talking about BJs and HJs and RJs. And then we do an episode about chocolate, and that's what blows the roof off. My mother called me on the phone the next day. She said, I love that episode. Maybe this is what we should have been doing this whole time. This should be one of these snack shows where we're trying snacks and rating snacks. Riveted is what this person said they were while watching the show. But unbeknownst to me, I guess we had left some very popular chocolates out of the discussion. So this is a Redux. That's later on. Annabelle Agnew is going to be here. But first, we tap into spooky season. Let's welcome Dimitri Kyres to the show. Dimitri, happy Halloween times. How are you feeling? Are you in a spooky mood, my friend?
Woo! Look at this music I picked out. What do you think, James?
Yeah, what is this from Scary Halloween Sounds Volume 2 on compact disc?
It's Volume 4, and I'm disappointed that you got that wrong. Check this out. Listen to this.
This sounds like some type of 90s sexy Halloween track. I'm almost waiting for the sweet, seductive vocals of maybe a Monica or someone like that.
A Monica?
Yeah, the singer from the 90s. She did a duet with Brandy, The Boy Is Mine.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah, that
Yeah,
rings
see,
a bell.
you're a youngster. You're a youngster. You don't remember the songs from the 90s. Anyways.
James, you very acutely said something. Very, very acute. Very acute and very astute of you. This song is very sexy, is it not?
Well, I suppose that it could turn some people on. It wouldn't really turn me on. Now, if you want to talk sexy songs from the 90s, what about Glory Box? That was a pretty sexy song.
Glory Box?
Yeah, from the band Portishead. In any event, we're here to talk about Halloween, Dimitri. So do I suspect that you are going to be talking about how you can blend the world of spookiness with sexiness?
Well, as you know, James, Halloween is the sexiest time of year.
Wait, I thought you said we did a whole show last year where you said Christmas was the sexiest time of year.
I said that?
Yeah. Well, maybe you've switched it because you soundedly lost that debate to me.
I don't remember losing.
In any event,
Halloween is the sexiest time of year. People are excited by the nights, the frights, the delights, and everything in between. The sweet treats and the even sweeter dreams or nightmares. James, what I'm trying to say is that Halloween is a time for us to shed our outer skin and become something new. It's a very interesting time.
This preamble is already making my skin crawl. Ooh, spooky.
You could say that again, my friend.
Yeah, don't do that thing with your fingers. It's making me real uneasy. Now, here's the thing.
All right.
As I've said on this show for about 2 Halloweens in a row now, I'm not much of a Halloween guy, but I try wearing my most Halloween-like flannel. I got a pumpkin over here, but I don't love Halloween. Here's the other thing that's been really notable on the show. I would not consider myself much of a sexy guy or a fan of things that are sexy.
Well, here's the treat of Halloween. We get an opportunity to become something different, to try something out for one time a year and letting it go and getting into the coziness that is hiver. So before we jump into that, well, James...
What was that now? Before the coziness that is what?
Hiver.
Oh, you mean winter?
Sure, yeah. I guess you can say that. I'm bilingual. So what I'm trying to say, James, is you have an opportunity here. And I know you're not the sexiest guy. We have established this on this show.
But we've beaten it to death.
Have we?
I think we've beaten this idea that I'm not what some would call sexy. We've talked about it at length. Now, here's the thing. I am a smooth operator.
Oh.
I am Lil Cutie. I am the #1 lover, aka the cool breeze lover. This is my time of the year.
It is your time of the year, and I'd like to see this, butterfly fly, if you know what I mean. So what I'm trying to say, James, is you're a smooth operator. You're a smooth customer. So I went the extra mile, and I found some events that are happening in Montreal. I've cut them.
This is the Halloween happenings.
Correct. So you were probably thinking something a little bit more traditional, spooky maze or a haunted house or trick-or-treating, or maybe like a drive-in where you watch a spooky movie or something like that. These are a little different. They're aimed to get you outside of your comfort zone, and I really think this would be really good for you. Again, Halloween is an opportunity to try something new.
Okay, now coming in from the chat right now, because again, I love engaging with the chat. It's what I'm notorious and known for. This comes from J Voorhees 88. Quote, I enjoy the spooky feel of this time of year, but Halloween sucks. Now, I think this is a bold move from someone whose username is inspired by Jason Voorhees, the main antagonist in the Friday the 13th series.
Right. So obviously, for somebody, choose a better name, Mr. Voorhees. You have the username of the king of horror. Fair. Halloween does suck, but it doesn't have to. There's a lot of really fun stuff that's happening. So, like I mentioned, I snipped out from the Gazette some events that are happening that I think you might be very interested in attending, James.
Okay, so this is the kind of, I'm going to assume that what's going on in your city specific to Halloween.
Yeah, precisely. So, I've sent you the clippings, and you can go ahead and start reading them out. I'm going to post the clippings up for everybody to see so they can follow along here. So why don't you go with the first one here?
Okay, so and of course you've sent these to me, and we're looking at it on the screen right now, of course, on Twitch, one of the nerdiest websites of all time. So this first one is Vampire Lovers Welcome. Am I reading that correctly?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Vampire, and this was in the Gazette?
This is in the Gazette, yeah.
All right, so this is happening on October 29th, of course, 2021. It goes as follows. Are you a depraved vampire seeking more than just sanguine sustenance? Then consider yourself invited to Montreal's premier vampire erotic masquerade. Indulge in sick pleasures under the satin bed sheets of night? Taste the juiceless fruits of eternal suffering made delicious with servings of porcelain cold flesh. Bats released into an open loft in LaSalle maximize danger and pleasure. Consider sinking your teeth into this absolute devilish outing this Halloween season. This was in the Gazette.
This was in the Gazette. So what do you think, James?
It doesn't sound like something that I would want to go to. Now, I wouldn't want to go to the children's version where maybe there's little kids running around with some fake dentures with the blood running down, the cheap plastic capes. Wouldn't be into that. I wouldn't be into the more adult version where maybe there's sexy vampire. This one sounds next level. This sounds sacrificial.
Yeah, this is like eyes wide shut level stuff. And I have attended one of these before. It's not for everyone, but it is maximum excitement, and it truly is the fifth layer of hell. The things that the people do in this place will leave you shaken, and there's no going back after that. But what I'll say is the spread that they put out at these places is delicious. They really
what kind
go
of
for
spread
it.
is this? And I also have to say in the chat right now, courtesy of our production assistant Devin, he writes, "I'm going he." This guy loves Halloween.
Okay, I didn't know that. Good for you, Devin. I'm happy to have been a pleasure. The spread, you get nice finger food, deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs at a Halloween event? Why? Because the word deviled is in there?
James, you're a natural. I don't know.
Eggs are one of the least sexy party snacks. It should be like Twizzlers or something like that, right?
Twizzlers? You ain't.
Twizzlers are sexier than deviled eggs.
I'm not. Well, you're not getting it on eating Twizzlers.
Well, you're not getting it on having that mixture of mayonnaise and egg yolk.
Listen to what you just said.
All right, well, let's move on to the next activity. And you're saying these are from the Gazette?
These are all from the Gazette. Yeah, I've snipped them out.
All right, this one's called Sweet Peaches Love Tub, and this runs from October 27th to November 1st, so it goes after Halloween.
Yeah, I think it was based because of the lease on the tub, but anyway, I'll let you keep going.
Well, well, I'm worried now that you said the lease on the tub. It goes as follows. All those with a sweet tooth, beware. Join us at the infamous club Sweet Peaches, down St. Catherine Street, east right by La Belle Province, for a taste of the wild side. Swim trunks recommended. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Hop into a decommissioned Olympic-sized pool full of sticky sweetness and hitch a ride on the Orgasm Express. God.
Wow.
Lose your mind and your pool coitus cherry.
Your pool coitus cherry, I think is what.
So my apologies to the event organizer for my mispronunciation. This is a bit of a grammatical nightmare. It's a pool full of candy. Ready for seconds? You got it. I'm not gonna read this next part. You got it, you dirty, and then it starts with an S and ends with a T.
They wrote that?
This was in the Gazette?
This was in the Gazette?
How'd this get by the editors?
I don't know.
This year's featured musical guest is DJ Sick, and I'm also not going to read his name. It starts with an F and ends with a K. They're playing only the sweetest hits and giving you that spooky, sugary feeling you expect. Welcome, spelled W-E-L-C-U-M. It also repeats itself 3 times. Welcome, welcome, welcome. $32 entry fee plus free with guest. All right, now.
That's good. So yeah,
I can't believe I'm, shocked that the Gazette has allowed so much flagrant cursing in their publication.
I found it in the Gazette. If you have an issue, again, if you're watching this and you have an issue with what you're reading, take it up with the Montreal Gazette and at home with James in that email. Listen, so this is a pretty exciting something.
Wait, are you indicating that people send the complaints of the Gazette by way of our show's email address?
Yes, definitely. So if you have an issue with what you're seeing, you will tag at home with James and Montreal Gazette and
yeah. Well, I would say I don't want to go to this event either. Okay. Also, I can't swim.
Oh well, this is the so there's not, you can't drown in this. It's from what I understanding, they've taken all the candy and melted it down and created a sticky experience. And you know what happens with stickiness.
Do tell.
You might find somebody. So
right.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's a pool and you get in and swim trunks are recommended and
Well, that's nice. I like that they're thinking of people.
Yeah, for sure.
They're thinking of people by telling them to wear swim trunks. Look, as Randy Jackson of American Idol fame once said, it's going to be a no for me, dog.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I didn't think this was your cup of tea anyway. I know you had a sweet tooth.
It's very sexy though. Let's move on. We've got one more. Okay, so this one's called Frights and Sick Delights. This is one of the shortest descriptions we've got so far. It takes place on Halloween night, of course, the 31st.
Oh no, sorry, you're wrong one. Go to Axel.
Okay, well, my apologies. I guess we got a couple more here.
Yep.
We've got Axel Hunter presents Sinister Sex.
Yes.
Also takes place specifically on Halloween night. And it goes as follows. Famed fetish play event planner and legendary...
You think we can open it? No, Charlie, we're not allowed in here.
Wait, hold on, I gotta change the music.
I don't even know what we're listening to.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Actually, don't read this one. Don't read this one.
Don't read it?
No, go back to your other one.
Oh, so you're taking me back to Frights and Sick Delights.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well... Yeah. Let's see if there's any ass conductors in this one. Again, taking place on Halloween night. Yeah. Quote, it's an orgy at Cinema L'Amour. Fabled Montreal pornographic theater.
Yeah.
Quote, this year we break the record and all the rules. They can't stop all of us. Vaccine passport mandatory.
Yes.
Okay, what makes this Halloween theme? This just looks like an orgy at a porno theater, and you're telling me this was in the Gazette.
This was in the Gazette. It's happening on Halloween, so that makes it a Halloween event. It's happening on the 31st at midnight, and they're gonna go for it this time, James.
All right. Well, again, in the chat, Jay Voorhees has been with us all night. Probably one of my favorite members of the chat. I think he might like this one.
That's what I'm thinking this might. So they're going for the world record. Most people engaging. It's not my particular thing, but it might be something that you're interested in. I know you're a guy.
It's not. Why do you think I want to go to an orgy at an adult entertainment cinema?
It's less about the actual orgy itself, James, and more about how you're a winner and you like to break the rules and you'd be in the book.
Yeah. Well, let's just say that's not a book I'm interested in being in.
Okay, well, it's on Halloween and it's something to do. So if you want to just go and get a snack, they also have snacks there.
Because anytime I'm looking for a snack, I'm thinking, well, I'm right by Cinema L'Amour. Let me pop in for some corn and maybe a Fresca.
It's on one of the main veins of Montreal, St. Catherine.
Yeah, I don't like your usage of the term main vein. It's especially this segment.
It's the main vein of the city. It's the lifeblood of the city. Am I using that?
I'll tell you what. If Saint Laurent is the main vein of the city, that vein's clogged, my friend.
Oh. Maron. Listen, well, there's somebody in the chat who's saying it's safe and sanitary.
Yeah, once again, from another all-time great, Dave Jansen's, one of the truest out there. He also might like this. What's this called again? Frights and Sick Delights.
Frights and Sick Delights. So this is straight from the Gazette. If you're interested in this, I would recommend it. Again, there's more There's some more events coming up later, but we can leave it at that for now.
All right, so you're going to be back later on tonight. You're going to be skimming through the best, the creme de la creme
Yeah,
of the
we gave
events
a little
for
teaser
Halloween.
for another one that we had before, but it's a really nice one. And I'm gonna throw a couple out now that I understand what your preferences are.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna really whittle it down to only the things that I think you'd really enjoy. And again, it's Halloween, James.
Yeah.
Just try to have some fun, you know?
All right, well, I'll do my best. This show is loosening me up. So, Dimitri, we'll check in later on tonight. That's correct?
Yes, sir. And I'll be right back. Enjoy the rest of the show, my ghoulish friend.
Ugh, I don't care for that nickname. That's Dimitri Kyres. He's giving us all of the Halloween happenings according to the Montreal Gazette, which blows my mind. So, look, I guess I'll do God's work right now. Is your main vein clogged? There's only one place to unclog it, and that's Cinema L'Amour on Halloween night for frights and sick delights. It's an all-night orgy. And the only thing scary is the mess that's going to be made in that place. Let's move on to our next guest. For the first time ever, it's the Choctober Redux, where we are talking about chocolate, because you can't have Halloween without chocolate. Some people might say can't have Halloween without adult things. I say you can't have Halloween without chocolate because I'm as innocent as a young child. Let's welcome to the show, Annabelle Agnew. Annabelle, thanks so much for being here for the first time ever.
Hi, thanks.
Is
Thanks
this
for having me here.
Is this a nerve-wracking for you at all? I always ask the first-time guests if they're a little nervous.
I guess now that I'm here, yes, but
Yeah.
before, no.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? We've had a chance to really get into the groove of things by way of, kind of acclimating ourselves to performing to no one. There's no admiration. There's no applause. There's nothing. We hear nothing. Although in the chat right now, Annabelle, you're getting a quote virtual applause from Gem Roller. So
Thanks, Jem.
thanks, Gem. I've never had a virtual applause on this show. I've done over 300 episodes, but that's why it's time to freshen things up. Annabelle, before we really get into the groove of things, would you say that Halloween is a sexy time of year?
Oh, it can definitely be sexy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, what do you think about some of those Halloween happenings that Dimitri just walked us through, right? There's the sticky candy bath.
Mhm.
There was, once again, the orgy that to me had nothing at all to do with Halloween. And then we also had the vampire party.
Right. Well, the one that stuck in my mind was the sweet peaches. Definitely
Did it stick in your
Sounded-
mind in a good or a bad way?
in a bad way.
Right.
In a bad way. Definitely is not something that I would want to put my symptoms on for.
Yeah.
At
We agree. I think you and I are more on the same page in the first 2 minutes of this conversation than me and Dimitri have ever been throughout the hours and hours of time that we spent on the show. We're not going to let him drag us into the gutter. We're here to talk about something fun and sweet. It is Choctober once again. You were on hand to watch the episode that took place earlier this month when we went through, in our opinion, because it was very objective and subjective, the best and worst in chocolate. Annabelle, what was going on through your mind? You said you were riveted. Take me through as you watched.
Yeah, so I've been watching your show for a while,
Thank you.
and in my family, I'm kind of smug about not liking or eating chocolate as
Mhm.
much as, say, my sister. So I was surprised at how much I was challenged by some people's opinions of chocolate, and
Mhm.
was really hoping that some people would mention some of my favorites on the show.
Well,
But
before
they
we get
didn't.
into it, because we're here to see your favorites and figure out what your best and worst is. Did anything stick out to you in watching that in terms of the chocolates that were mentioned? Did you have a beef of the night?
What was my beef of the night? I think, yeah.
Don't tell me you like the cherry blossom.
I don't like the cherry blossom at all.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting. And I saw them again today, and I can't believe that they're still being sold in
Mhm.
stores. I don't know who's eating them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one, but
I have a
I don't think
suspicion as
anybody
to
likes
who's eating
those.
them.
okay.
I
who's
think
eating
I know
them?
who's eating the cherry blossom. The elderly.
Yeah, you think so?
I
How
think
can
the
they-
elderly, the ones that still have their teeth, are eating the cherry blossom.
Right. I don't know. I don't know how anyone's eating them. I think they've just been there and nobody gets rid of them. I don't think anyone eats
So
them
you
at
think
all.
the reason they don't go anywhere is that no one is eating them? They're just sitting on the shelves in all of these stores across Canada. Now
That's right.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, you know what? I was a cashier and I never had to restock, the cherry blossom chocolates. Those never came back.
Okay, so
They were
in the
always
chat
there.
right now, we're getting what's the caramel secret? I think you've solved the cherry blossom secret. The reason
I
there's
think
so
so.
many of them is the fact that people aren't eating them. They're just, there could be cherry blossoms at various stores that have been there since the 80s and onward and upward.
Their packaging design has not changed. It has been the same packaging
Mhm.
forever. So I think that that's really what's going on here.
All
with
right,
the cherry
so
blossom.
what else stuck out to you on that show in terms of chocolates that were mentioned?
What else stuck out? Well, what stuck out was what was missing, and
Mhm.
also I was really voting for the fruit and nut bar to get a
Mhm.
solid spotlight, and it did
Yeah.
finally by Ariel. So I was quite happy about that.
I affirmed that one as well. And you and I had talked off air about that. It was
Yeah.
widely disliked on the show. So if
Yeah.
we're looking at this on a point system now, it's 3 for and 3 against. So right now it's batting 500.
Yeah, there seems to be this common opinion that raisins are gross, which
Mhm.
I disagree with.
I
I
also
think that
disagree with it. I believe I was the one that brought up glossettes as an all-time treat.
Exactly. It's my favorite. It's my go-to at this point.
Now,
Yeah.
now that is another hot take that the glossette is your number one.
It is. It's the one that I'll go for now. Definitely.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm inspired, right? We had the beef of the night, which is people taking umbrage with something. We might have to work on that name because it has nothing to do with chocolate. I'm
Yeah.
thinking that the hot takes of these chocolate discussions are called the hot chocolate of the night.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
There we go. Or we
All
go with the
right.
hot fudge sundae of the night.
No.
The hot chocolate of the night. So the glossettes are your number one. Continue to take us through what you're very much into, Annabelle.
So yeah, I like the chocolate covered raisins. So you should know that when I was 12, I won my weight in Smarties. And so
Which sounds
I-
horrifying because I think Smarties suck.
they used to be good because they used to be very artificial in their
Mm.
flavoring, and now they've made them taste natural. Like there's like natural dyes on them
Yeah.
now, so they taste gross. But it was
You
very
really
exciting.
taste the casing on a Smartie.
Yeah, it was great. But I lied 10 pounds, and so I ended up getting more Smarties than what I actually weighed, and I was worried that they were gonna find out that I lied and take
Now,
all the Smarties
So,
away.
so you won your weight in Smarties. Did you finish them? Because this sounds horrifying. This sounds like a punishment.
No, so my mother made me give them mostly away. And so I still ended up having a lot of Smarties,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've never eaten them again. So
Mhm.
if you were to win your weight in chocolate, what would it be?
Oh my goodness. It would be Big Turk.
Ugh. See, this is where you and I completely disagree.
Yeah.
I
and
can't get behind the
we
Big
had some
Turk.
off-air disagreements because there was another chocolate that I so mistakenly did not mention, and I wish that I had, which you also, this was another beef. The Eat More.
Yeah. What
A-
I mean,
a
is that even
chewy-
chocolate?
A chewy, chocolatey, fudgy, peanutty delight.
No. I mean, how do you get through a bite of that? Like, isn't it just like hard and gross?
I'll tell you what, if this bathtub party was melted Eat More, I'd be there in a second. I'd be scooping it up with a shovel and putting it in bags and Tupperware. You go home, make your own Eat More bars.
So you're saying that you, of all of the chocolate out there, that would be the one that you would have your weight in, or is it the Big Turk?
I'm going with the Big Turk. Now, in the chat right now, courtesy of Devin, our production assistant, he writes, Big Turks suck. He. We've
Yeah,
also
they
got Jay Voorhees. He says hard and gross, which is in reference to the Eat More. He goes on to say, quote, that's what my wife calls me. All right. So again, this whole Choctober, it gets people excited. We've got, again, in the chat, glossettes are amazing. Glossettes are worthy. There's a lot. This show should just be chocolate talk. Look, folks, on Friday, At Home with James No More, this show called Chocolate Talk. Chalk Talk. I'm not even gonna be called James anymore. Call me Mr. Chocolate, right?
Yeah,
Mr. Sweetie.
it's a hot topic.
Yeah.
Hot chocolate, hot topic. Yeah.
There we go. We're working it
Yeah.
out. So
Yeah.
Annabelle, you don't like the Big Turk. You hate the Eat More.
I do.
I'm worried you hate me.
I don't think so. We have a bridge, which is the raisin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We're working it out a little bit. I
Mhm.
think there was an agreement that everybody liked Twix, which I thought was
Mhm.
really interesting.
Mhm.
Everybody universally liked Twix.
Well, again, that came up in the chat as well. We got, let me find it right here, but I know there was a disparaging remark about Twix. It's in there somewhere. So here we go. Quote, Twix can go to hell. Someone is
What?
damning a chocolate bar to the worst afterlife.
Wow, that's really passionate.
Yeah. But overall, the panel, we all agree it was a
Yeah.
uniform agreement, but it took Twix a little while to get in there. Shocking.
It did. It's like nobody mentioned Butterfinger, which was shocking. Nobody mentioned Score. There was a lot of
Now,
like
I believe that I mentioned the Score, right? Another
you?
elderly bar. And I say elderly because my mother likes it, might be watching the show right now. So look, look, Mom, you know how old you are.
So you think Score is an elderly bar?
I think the Score is up there with the Cherry Blossom, but I like Score.
No, there's no way. That's like a sophisticated, sexy bar. You know?
You know what? The
So, like a-
packaging is very sexy, but
it is.
Annabelle, who's to say that the elderly can't get sexy, right?
Well, that's true. You're right. I was
Right?
being ageist. about
Look,
that.
that's fine, right? Look, we can all pledge to be better. I do think that the Score, anything to do with taffy, it's an old person treat, right? I like it, but my third grade teacher said to my mother, quote, your son is a 50-year-old man trapped in a little boy, which these days would sound problematic. Again, there's a lot of chatter. The chat has never been this fiery. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, it's a fascinating subject. I was like on the edge of my seat if I was sitting down, but I wasn't.
Annabelle, let me tell you, I told the cast when we were doing this, I said, Dimitri, Jess, Ariel, Monica, we're doing chocolate talk. This Dimitri guy goes, I don't know. Jess says an hour out of chocolate. I said, just trust me. Trust me. You know, these sexy things for Halloween aren't the only things in the Gazette. I've been in the Gazette a multitude of times as top theater productions for shows I created. I can create a theater production. I know what people want. People want chocolate talk this 9 o'clock and moving forward every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So let's go to the chat right now. We've got, quote, I had my first Mars bar for the first time not too long ago. Meh. I don't agree. I like the Mars bar.
I'm on the meh fence for the Mars bar.
We've got arrows are great. I'm a Mirage man.
Okay, but I wanted to talk to you about the Mirage comment that you made in our text, because Mirage is definitely worse than Arrow.
Oh, I couldn't disagree more. The Mirage, it's thick and it's crumbly. I'm a Mirage man.
No, thick and crumbly. I don't know.
We've also got, quote, what is the demographic for an after 8? I think it goes into the old person chocolate. Again,
again, it's sexy. After 8s are great.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to create a category of the sexiest chocolates. The sexiest chocolates. I'm telling you, this whole chocolate thing has got people talking.
I put the after 8s in the fridge at Christmas, and they're so delicious.
Now, what about
you know what? It's the wrapper too. It's like all thin and
it's nothing sexier than thin wrapping over a consumable. What about the peppermint patty?
Yeah, I know. It's too much peppermint. It has to have like a
look, and I don't want it's Halloween. I don't want to get into it yet. The holidays are coming. You can't have Christmas without a big bowl of peppermint patties. If anyone's watching, if you have the the true privilege of visiting my home during the holidays, a big bowl of peppermint patties. Nothing sexy about that wrapping.
I have
Tinfoily. The only people that find tinfoil sexy are cats when you put it up in a bowl and throw it at them.
I have never ever seen a bowl of peppermint patties ever, and I've
I'll
been
tell
to
you-
a lot
I'll
of
tell you where you
parties.
can see a bowl, and I was just about to give my address out on the air, and I'm not going to. Coming in from the chat, this is also in response to Peppermint Patty quote, definitely the hottest character in Charlie Brown. I would not consider this where I disagree. Peppermint Patty, not the hottest. Also, a child. Annabelle, look, I can go on forever, but I want to know what you're bringing to the table. The how can we put this? The forgotten children of Choctober.
The forgotten children. I feel like I mentioned about it, but today I saw the chocolate bar that I was like, oh, this one is my new favorite. And it's, have you heard of these? The level ups? The level ups.
Yeah, so this is kind of an orgy of flavors. So this is kind of a newer bar where there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Can you bring it a little bit closer? Let's see what's going on here. So
Hold on.
I'm just gonna take a stab in the dark here. There's obviously chocolate. There's got to be caramel, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume
And pretzel.
I was gonna say pretzel. I assume there's peanut. Is there some type of peanut butter in here as well?
Pretzels, caramel, peanut butter, peanuts, and chocolatey coating. But it's like,
I correctly
perfect.
guessed everything. To me, there's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot going on, right? What do you got to prove, O. Henry? The O. Henry bar is great. What's this level up? What are you trying to prove to us here?
well, I think they're trying to prove that this might be the sexiest of all of the chocolates, even though the wrapping needs work.
The wrapping, not sexy. Level up. It's a little nerdy. There's the video game. So you might have someone walking around with a Monster energy drink and an Adventure Time cap. They would find this sexy, right? When they're at their D&D convention, right? Two people maybe meet. I was going to say they go to a hotel room. I'm not sure nerds can afford to rent a hotel room. They're going out to their parents' car, and the parents have given them 10 minutes. One of the nerds is like, here, it's the sexiest of the chocolates. It's a level up. So the level up is your number one.
Well, it's my number one if I'm feeling ambitious. I have to
Okay.
say that I'm generally pretty boring when it comes to the chocolate. Like, it's glossettes for me all of the time now. When I was younger, I would experiment with like Wonder Bar and always like to go towards the peanutty. I'm not big on the softer bars.
So you're saying that when you want to take a walk on the wild side, you get the level up. Now back to glossettes. Can we get a bigger box? I want more.
I agree. They should be bigger. They're not like, yeah, we need more raisins.
Here's
in
the
that
thing.
box.
There's some contention here, but there's also some agreement. So you've got the level up. Annabelle, what else have you got for us? How many bars do you have there?
I just got the two because you know what I was trying to find was the bridge mix, and I couldn't find it.
So again, I can't recall. Did we bring up the bridge mixture on the show?
We decided as a peacemaking in our conversation between what we disagreed on, that the bridge mixture could really be the peacemaking of all of our opinions.
Now there was a great big omission. One of the most popular of the chocolates.
Oh yeah.
Now we talked about Cadbury cream eggs, but there was zero mention of the Cadbury mini egg, one of the most popular chocolate treats of all time.
That's right. And but you can make yourself sick on those. They're not my favorite. I know that a lot of people love them in my family. Everybody loves them, but I can take it or leave it with them.
So that was an omission. Now I saw it in the chat. You brought this up as well.
Rolo.
We're on the same page. Now I'm not a big fan of caramel, but I love a Rolo. And I tried to think about why. What's the difference? And I think I nailed it. It's the chewy factor. It's chewy.
That's it. That's right. It's like, do you know the junior mints, but they also do like the junior chewy caramels? Those are good too because of their chewy. And caramel's too easy. It just like
it's a little too sweet for me. Now,
Yeah.
we had in our production chat here, mention was bueno, which to me, not interested. No bueno.
Oh, bueno, is that like that Kinder stuff?
I believe it's a Kinder product. So I'm gonna go to.
I thought that chocolate was just for throwing out. Like I've never eaten that chocolate.
There it is. That is your hot chocolate of the night. That is a scalding hot chocolate. I wasn't going to say it, but it was Dimitri who mentioned the bueno. He can't see it right now, but he has got 3rd-degree chocolate burns. Coming in from the chat, again, we've got, quote, I just spent 47 minutes of my life talking about chocolate with people online. This is what chocolate talk brings.
It's a crazy passionate topic. I can't get over it.
Now, on the subject of the sexiest of the chocolates, coming in from this is a new. I gotta lean in like an old timer here. This looks like Charlie Tamonti. If I'm saying that incorrectly, Charlie Tamonti, please forgive me. I know not what I do. Please forgive me. I can't stop loving you. This person writes, quote, peanut butter cups are the sexiest because you have to gently disrobe them. Oh, yeah.
That's so true.
Charlie Tamonti is horny.
It's the same type of wrapping. It's the very fine. It's almost like lingerie for the chocolate.
Oh my goodness, folks. Put your kids to bed because this chocolate talk is getting freaky. Really wish I hadn't said it like that. Annabelle, it's your first time here.
Yeah.
Did you think things were going to go this well? Because I knew they were going to go well, but I am, without any exaggeration, fired up.
Yes, I could talk about this for an astonishingly long time.
And that's the thing. Everyone said he's crazy. An hour about chocolate. Not only did we do an hour, this has been roughly what, about 20 minutes so far? This is overtime, and we have unearthed many more omissions. And dare I say, there are more things to come as it pertains to chocolate, especially this whole sexy chocolate thing.
It's a new level of rating for chocolate.
And that means it's time to level up.
Oh, that's right.
Now, as we begin to wind down, Annabelle, look, when you sent me the message, we were talking about it. That's when I knew. I said, this kid can play with us.
Mm-hmm.
That was the moment that I knew. I'm getting so fired up. My camera has gotten steamed up. It's getting so warm in here. It's getting steamy in here. So we got to do the old, there's a production trick here. You lean in, you make sure it focuses. We'll get there. This is the thing, Annabelle. I knew that you could hang with the big kids here. This goddamn thing ever going to focus. And that's why I want to give you a formal invitation. So you don't even worry about me. There we go. We figured it out. I want to give you a formal invitation to our upcoming holiday snacks panel.
Yes, I'm in.
But the question is, do you have strong opinions about holiday snacks as you do chocolate?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of opinions about holiday chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
I was a bit offended by everyone's chat about the pot of gold. I think that we can do much better. We can do much better than pot of gold.
I'm right there with you. Now, I don't hate the pot of gold. You mentioned a different box of chocolates. I think we need to save it because it is a very specific Christmas treat. So, Annabelle, I'm going to send you the paperwork. You're going to sign on the dotted line. I'm going to give it to the other big kids, and then we're going to get together and we're going to put it into action this holiday season.
Sounds good. I'm in. Definitely
Annabelle,
in.
Thank you so much for being here. This was not only a treat, it was my pleasure.
Thank you. Mine too.
That's Annabelle Agnew, one of the big kids now. Because this is where the big kids play. You want to come over here, you're 4'2", you got a runny nose, you got tattered clothes. Hit the bricks, kid, because we're playing in the big leagues. Let's get this thing back on track. And when I say back on track, back to the most disturbing possible place, it's all about Halloween happenings, courtesy and I can't believe I'm saying this, of the Montreal Gazette. Dimitri Kyres is back. He has sifted through all of the news and notes. Dimitri,
What?
you're recovering from a hot chocolate burn.
What? Yeah, my below deck is just decimated.
I don't even want to touch that statement. When you say below deck and you're playing this music, I'm concerned.
What were you guys talking about near the end there? That was wild stuff, James.
Yeah, once you started hearing about the sexiest of chocolates, your ears perked up and a tent sprung in your pantaloons.
Well, hey, relax.
I can't help it. Apparently Halloween's sexy. Dimitri, what else do you have on tap for us?
I have whittled down 100 events.
Oh, yeah. So if you're there for the first 3, get ready. We've only got 97 left.
No. You don't understand. I'm laughing because of how insane it made me.
Mm-hmm.
I've whittled it down from 100 to 3.
All right.
3 events that I think would take you into the darkness, James.
Can I take, no pun intended, a stab in the dark? Are we going to be revisited by Axel Hunter Presents Sinister Sex?
It made the cut.
All right, well, I'm so very glad to hear that Axel Hunter Presents Sinister Sex. Also seems like maybe a filmmaker that would be having his work showcased at the Cinema L'Amour orgy.
I don't know what Axel gets up to, but I know that Axel throws the greatest parties. If I can refresh your memory, Axel threw a hell of an event Christmas time last year.
You were there?
I went for a little while. If I could remind you, it was Roman themed. All the rules are broken that night.
All right, so let's read it. Once again, this takes place on Halloween night, which is, of course, the 31st.
Yeah.
Famed fetish play event planner and legendary... Forgot this was written.
What is he?
Famed fetish play event planner and legendary ass conductor.
He's amazing. This guy's the legend. If you
Stop talking. I can't get through this. Famed fetish play event planner and legendary ass conductor Axel Hunter invites you and your darkest desires to a warehouse just off of the Lachine Canal. This year's theme is Spider-Man. Thought the theme was Halloween. Strap into your favorite Spider-Man latex suit and swing into a night of devious delight. The plot, the sinister sex. A foul group of villains have taken over a warehouse just off of the Lachine Canal and have only one thing on their mind: sex. Use every inch of your spidey senses and thick web to conquer these these raunchy rascals. Who's on the list? Oh, only Spider-Man's most heated nemesis, the human vibrator Steve Lubman.
I think those are 2 different people there, James.
Oh, my mistake. His nemesis include, specifically, the human vibrator, Steve Lubman, Madame Moan. The ass slapper and Dr. Octopleasure. Join us for a night of marvels. Be the hero this Halloween season. All right, so this is Axel Hunter Presents Sinister Sex. Yeah.
He has outdone himself again. I will just say that right now. He's
I like, just in case there was any concern after the first line, if people weren't sure where it was taking place, it's just quote, just off of the Lachine Canal. Dimitri, will you be attending Sinister Sex?
I will be attending, but I don't have a costume yet, so I am a temporary maybe at the moment. But anybody who is anybody is going to be at Axel Hunter Presents The Sinister Sex. I highly recommend this.
Well, consider me a nobody. I will not be there.
What?
Yeah, let's just say I don't want to come face to face with the ass slapper.
You want to? Okay, I won't spoil it. It's a great villain. Not even Madame Moan or the human vibrator.
Yeah, or Steve Lubman or Dr. Octopleasure.
Dr. Octopleasure. Once you see this costume, it's got 8
Don't
arms.
say it.
Okay, I won't say it. Say it. But I won't spoil it because I hope to see as many people there. Again, Axel Hunter does not do this very often. So I'm disappointed to hear you're not into it, James.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Let's move on to the next one.
Sure.
So it looks like we've got Satan's in town. This one happens before Halloween on the 25th, so it's only a few days away. Come one, come all to see the jolly man himself. St. Catherine Street welcomes the St. Catherine Street welcomes the bearded father, the ancient one. Bring your kids and witness the magic free for all. This sounds.
I think I made a I think somebody misspelled.
This looks like a typo.
Yeah, somebody misspelled Satan here. I'm really sorry, James.
I think this sounds like it's meant to read Santa's in town.
Santa's in town.
Why is Santa in town on the 25th?
I don't know. I think maybe they're just getting it in early because the St. Catherine Street is busy. Oh, I'm really sorry about that, James. I thought that this was a sexy Halloween thing.
Well, so Dimitri, where can people get in touch with the Gazette to correct them on this embarrassing typo?
Of course. So it's www.montrealgazette.ca. You navigate there, and then once you're there, you go to Contact, and in Contact, you will find the designated place to issue your grievances. And again, at Home with James is the place where you saw this happen. I'm very disappointed with that. I'm really sorry.
Look, it's okay. We've got one more, so okay. I suspect we're going to end things on a high note here. So,
yeah, I hope so. Oh, whoa. This one's good.
Well, this is called Dark Pleasures.
Yeah,
and now it takes place on October 28th, 2021. And this begins with, are you afraid of the dark? Personally, I'm afraid to read this. But here we go. So, bottoms up. Are you afraid of the dark? What if the dark was filled with pleasure? Welcome to Dark Pleasures. Contestants wanted for CBC Gem's hottest new game show. A dozen hot and sexy singles are plunged into total darkness. How do you win? Simple. Get out. These sexy somethings are trapped into a warehouse off of the Lachine Canal.
Are you using Axel's place? This place is a hot place. It's great.
They're trapped in a warehouse off of the Lachine Canal with no way of exiting. The winner gets $100,000. Here's the catch. Every hookup, makeout, BJ, VJ, and HJ puts a portion of the prize money directly into your pockets. Oh, and watch out for the ghoul. An ultra sexy freak with no limits and a master's degree in making you absolutely bust. This person, I like that it's the ghoul, but it's a person. This person is, God, this person is irresistible, but beware. Hooking up with this devil will net you zero hard cash. Choose your lovers wisely because you never know what you'll find in the dark. Dark Pleasures apply now.
Whoa.
So this sounds like that show that was on Netflix.
Too hot to handle.
With a bit more of a pornographic twist.
Yeah, this is so that show was like, you know, about like will they or won't they. This one's about, oh God, they're doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. There you go. This is that they're gonna keep going. This is purely based around the sex, which I think is really exciting.
Oh, if there was any confusion, I'm glad for that clarification. Once again, coming in from the chat from Jay Voorhees, quote, "How does someone become the ghoul? I want to be the ghoul." That's why this guy's #1 in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can contact the Montreal Gazette, www.montrealgazette.ca. Navigate to the front page, contact.
And this is for CBC Gem, their web streaming service.
Yeah, they're taking it up a notch. And honestly, I'm happy to see it because they play it safe from time to time. So I'm happy to see that they're getting into the fray and starting to, give the people what they want. And now, James, I can really see you being a part of this. And again, it's something to do on Halloween. You got a magnetic personality. Again, you're a super talent.
Thank you.
You're gonna once you just get this guy on TV, he's gonna explode. You're gonna have a great career after that. You just need get this guy on TV. So it's a great opportunity for that. It's an opportunity to make $100,000.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity to hook up in the dark with potentially the Ghoul.
Yeah, which might be my friend Jay Voorhees.
Which might be your friend Jay Voorhees, but again, I'm sorry if I'm
anything for television, right?
Hey now. Okay, well, does that mean you're thinking about this a little bit?
I will not be participating in this web series, but I will tell you this: there's one omission in terms of events for Halloween, and that is on October 29th, right here on twitch.tv/athomewithjames. It is the 2021 edition of the At Home Halloween Spooktacular, featuring the pumpkin carving contest that will feature no sex.
None?
None to my knowledge.
Okay, that's fine. It's fine. We can... It doesn't have to
But,
be...
okay, look, hold on.
Okay.
I know you're disappointed. I know you're disappointed.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think, you know what, I'm not interested in these events, but I think Devin, our production assistant, would absolutely love to go. He had his fun party activities that he presented to us on the show a couple days ago, one of which included the ultimate Halloween scavenger hunt, where you're not looking for items, but you're hunting people.
Okay.
There was also Truth or Scare, which features daring people to drink a mysterious hot, thick elixir, among other things, including bobbing for wieners.
Oh, right.
So you and Devin might have some time to bond.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we can meet up, and I can see if he's got an extra Spider-Man costume somewhere. So anyway, It's not all lost. I will say, though, that I'm very excited for this show on the 29th there, James. I always love the pumpkin carving. I know what happened last year. There's a lot riding on this. It's a very tumultuous event.
It's true. Participants include Connor Rose, who's going to be carving a pumpkin witch. Whatever. We've also got, looking to redeem himself like a phoenix rising from the ashes, we've got Joe Conto, and that's a week from this Friday.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, I don't want to bail on Devin, and we'll try to work something out, but I won't lie. This sounds like a really fun event. It's true. There's nothing really erotic about it. Maybe. But I'd like to be there if I can be invited to that. If I have an invite to that, I'd just like to keep my options open.
Dimitri, how about this? Would you like to join the judges panel?
I'd have to move some of my plans again, and I'd have to let Axel down. But I think we can make that happen. That's an honor that I can't. Axel comes once a year. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
You are now joining the judges panel that also includes the show's Halloween expert, Jess Files. Wow. So this thing is filling up fast. The invite has been sent out to Sid Rock. He was absolutely disgusted at the lack of preparation on my part in terms of a point scheme last year. He said he's going to look at the point system, and if he deems it appropriate, so this panel might include yourself, Jess, and Sid Rock, whose jersey we retired last week.
It's a big that's a big judges panel.
Well, that's a week from this upcoming Friday, Dimitri. So look, bring all your friends, bring Axel, bring the Ghoul.
I can bring the Ghoul? Okay. Be careful what you wish for there, James. You might be losing some money on the 29th. Let's just say that.
Well, I don't know what that implies, but I will keep it in mind. Dimitri, thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, buddy. Enjoy Halloween, eh? And remember, it's an opportunity to try something new. Remember what I said.
All right, so that's Dimitri Kyres, folks. If you're someone like me, Halloween, it's right around the corner. We are in spooky season. This is spooky season 2021 on the show. like you, we wouldn't want to have a missed opportunity. So you know what? Maybe we keep ourselves open to the possibilities on Halloween. Things get a little witchy. Who knows? I'd be remiss if I did not thank the Montreal Gazette for all of their news and notes as it pertains to the Halloween happenings around the city. That's our show tonight. Not only do I want to thank Dimitri, I want to thank Annabelle for being here for the first time. I also want to let you know this Friday, we will not be doing the show at 9 p.m. I'm still figuring it out. The show will possibly happen at 7 o'clock p.m. because I am going to be doing live comedy right down the street at the brand new and spanking Montreal Improv venue at 8 p.m. But rest assured that I will do what I can to bring this show to you live and in living color, just like we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Until then, I love this show. I love you. And maybe, just maybe, I now love Halloween. Until then, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.